All right, so I've talked about the basics of diversification, and now I'm going to tell you how I diversify my investments. And I do it in such a way that I basically don't trust anyone, and I hedge my bets everywhere. So let's talk about it. All right, so I am somebody that doesn't trust a single person, a single company, a single asset, 100%. I mean, I trust my family to a certain extent, but maybe not 100%. But when it comes to financing, I don't trust a single person, no matter what their qualifications are, no matter where I see them, no matter how many books they have. I don't trust their strategy, the assets they invest in. I don't trust the companies that are out there. I don't trust the banks. I don't trust any of the assets 100%. I go from anywhere from 0 to 99% of a trust level with any of those people, companies, assets, strategies. And one of the things that I do in my investments is I hyper diversify everywhere. And what I mean by that is I am diversified probably way more than most people, because ultimately I don't know what's gonna end up winning for me or for the general economy in the long run. Now, people might say they think they know it's going to go one way, but I know they know as little as anybody else. And just because somebody tells me they think it's going to go a certain way, I don't necessarily believe them, because at the end of the day, I have no one to blame but myself. If I didn't educate myself, if I didn't protect myself against the economic downturn that could affect the stock market or real estate or whatever it is. And that's why it's so important, I think, for you and for everyone to understand the benefits of diversification. So I don't trust anybody 100%. I don't trust any company 100%. I don't trust any one bank 100%. I don't trust any one asset. And some examples of what I do to get around my distrust of those people, those companies, those assets, is I'll spread my risk out across multiple platforms. Here's an example. When I invest in the stock market, and it's only one asset class that I invest in, I have multiple other asset classes I invest in, but in the stock market, I'll invest as follows. I've got a couple accounts set up with, they call them robo-advisors. These are companies like Betterment or Wealthfront. Schwab has one too, but these are robo-advisors where you invest some money in every month, and there's magic behind the scenes. Automated software basically tries to get you the biggest return possible. So I've got 3 robo-advisors that I use. And again, I don't use one robo-advisor because I don't trust just one. I've split it up along 3 different robo-advisors across 3 different companies. And then I use some non-robo-advisors. I'll put some money into brokerage accounts. I've got brokerage accounts at TD Ameritrade and Fidelity. Those are 2 of them that I have brokerage accounts with. I also have M1 Finance. I use M1 Finance as well. And what I can do with M1 Finance, TD Ameritrade, and Fidelity is I can go and individually select individual stocks that I want to invest in, or individual ETFs or index funds that I want to invest in. So part of my strategy is investing some of the money that I allocate towards the stock market in robo-advisors, and some of it's through index funds or stocks that I individually pick out. And again, I don't trust any one company, which is why I have multiple brokerage accounts and multiple robo-advisors. I don't trust any one strategy, so I don't trust the algorithms that any one particular robo-advisor would use. And I don't necessarily, I don't stick with just growth stocks. When I go into my brokerage accounts, I don't just buy growth stocks. I buy mostly dividend stocks, but I do buy growth stocks as well. I also buy some index funds, but primarily I go for dividend stocks because that's what I believe in. Those are cash flowing assets, and I'll talk about those in another video that I put out, why that's so important, why I focus on dividends and dividend stocks. But you can see in the stock market then, I am diversified across a number of different platforms and strategies. And even within my individual stock portfolio, I am invested in anywhere from 40 to 60 different companies that I believe in, that I trust in, that have been around, have a solid track record, but they're in different industries. And I realize that when I invest in companies that are in different industries, there are pros and cons to that. And sometimes one type of industry is going to do really well where the other one does not. I know that some are more recession resistant than others. So I've got a strategy for how I invest in the stock market when I select individual stocks that help me. But I'm hyper diversified within the individual stock market asset that I invest in. But I don't just invest in that one. I also invest in cryptocurrency and precious metals and real estate and farmland and other assets as well. And in each of those asset classes, I employ the same type of diversification strategy where I don't trust any one company, one person, one bank, one strategy, one asset type. In my banking, assets, which are, just the savings that I have as an opportunity fund and an emergency fund, I spread my money across multiple bank accounts because I want to spread the risk. And I'll talk about that in a separate video, why that's so important to spread your money out across different bank accounts. Never, ever, in my opinion, is it ever a good idea to leave all your assets in one bank, because if the bank has problems, your money has problems, and that means you have problems. Just like it's not a wise idea to buy just one stock. I know people who only buy one stock from a company that did really well, and their grandparents or parents did really well because they only had one stock, one company that they invested in. And that, I think, is an absolutely horrible strategy, because if that company fails and that stock goes to zero, you are in deep trouble. This is why people need to diversify, and that's why it's so important to do. But that's just an example of how I diversify, I guess, at a hyper level. Most people just think about diversification in terms of index funds, mutual funds, bonds, and stocks, and I go far beyond that. And my reasons for doing it, but I think those are very important. So you might want to think about the way you diversify. I have articles on my website, in my blog, that I'll link to in this video that can be useful to you. I also have a ton of other videos on YouTube. That's a place where all my videos go. So if you aren't already a subscriber on YouTube, please subscribe there and click the notification icon so you get notified whenever I come out with a new video. I also have a page on Facebook, so if you're not already there, like me on Facebook as well. Anytime you leave a comment, a like, anytime you share my content with your friends and family, if you find it useful, that gives me motivation to keep doing these videos for you, because I really enjoy it and I think they'll be useful to you. So if you like it, please let me know. Please leave a comment, and just let me know too if you'd like me to do any videos on a particular topic, and I will do the absolute best that I can to put a video on that topic. So until I see you guys next time, I wish you all the best of luck in everything that you do. Take care, guys. See you later.